on this computer. Okay, we are starting, guys. So yes, last night out of nowhere, I had a shop the box scheduled, and it was like honestly, I had like 25 people RSVP because I was like biggest shop the box ever. But I'm actually missing 2 boxes out of it, and I'm still missing my third box. So my boxes are being split lately for some reason, and I don't know why. So and so hi, I love you. Hey Matthew. Okay, one more chocolate, and then you gotta go, and that's good. Daddy's gonna give you back, okay? I love you so much. I can't like. I love her. I want her so bad. That's the hardest part sometimes. I kind of wanted her to be in bed when I got home because I just want to hang out with her. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yesterday. Oh yeah, so I had to cancel my shop the box, and we canceled our training, and there was a couple other people that canceled stuff, and we all just got together. It took so much time. Like I left at 5, didn't get home till midnight, but because I picked everyone up who lived far away, and it was like all this sacrifice, but oh my gosh, it was so worth it just to be with DeAnne in the same room with her for like 2 hours. And there was less than 75 people there. And so it was really intimate, and it was amazing. And she has that like, and I've met with her, this is probably like the 7th or 8th, maybe 10th time that I've seen her in a room, you know, there's different scales of how it's been, but like probably the 10th time that I've got to like give her hugs and stuff. So, cause I've been in it for 1.5 years, you know, but, I always feel like every single time that like she actually knows who I am, even though she doesn't, you know, she feels like she's my bestie. And hi, no one is, oh, okay. Okay, one more chocolate and then you are done. Let's go. Come on. Hey, Matthew. Matt. Here. Take it. Matthew, can you take her, please? And give her back? Can you just, Matt, I'm in a training. I'm recording right now, too, just to let you know. There was a lack of communication tonight, apparently. Okay. And I always feel like I know her. I just feel like when I give her that hug, she's just like, oh, hey, girl. Like, I just feel like we are like, you know, just like that, like an aunt kind of a thing, like a close family, you know, I feel that. And I hope you guys get that experience to meet her in some kind of intimate setting. And so no matter what happens, like when DeAnne's there, you go. I don't care what you're doing. Okay. You know, like bring your kids if you have, no, just kidding. Don't bring your kids because it takes away from the special aspect of it. But I will find you a babysitter. Like I will help you. You know, you just, when DeAnne's there, you just got to go. So any LuLaRoe event, especially like the Inspire tours that you can go to, go. You need to go because there's just an experience that you get to have when you're in a LuLaRoe event, especially meeting the home office, especially meeting DeAnne. It just changes you and it gives you like amazing confidence in LuLaRoe. And I recorded actually some things that they said that I'll post after this that you guys can watch. One thing that she said is I want to give us a challenge and then we only have a couple days to do it. And I'm sorry, but send Mother's Day cards to your customers, especially your like top VIPs. She said that. She said, I challenge you guys, go be a day maker and send Mother's Day cards. I'm like, freaking, that's a really good idea. And it takes a lot of work, right? There's an effort to go out and buy the cards and like get the address. Well, shipping easy should help with that a little bit. But anyway, I challenge you guys to pick 10 to 20 people that have bought from you multiple times or people that you love, that people look up to in LuLaRoe even, or in like Danielle Russell or something, you know? Or just or your customers and send them a Mother's Day card. I think that's a really good challenge. That's something that I'm going to do. And one other thing that they talked about is that we're always you know, when she started out, she was sharing her story about starting out in LuLaRoe, and we sometimes are like, oh, you know, we started like LuLaRoe was started to make money quickly. Like LuLaRoe was started because you can make money really fast. There's a lot of potential to turn around this money. And I can't mute. Heather, I can't mute you. Can you mute yourself so we don't hear the background noise? But hey, oh, actually, I think it's you, Andy. I muted you. Haha. And so they talked about this, like LuLaRoe was started because you can make, right? You buy leggings for $10.50, you can make $10 off it really fast, right? When you sell these leggings or whatever. And she says sometimes we're putting too much effort, and Marc actually talked a lot about this, in making everything look a certain way, and we're forgetting just to sell. You know, we're forgetting that we need to turn this inventory around as fast as we can and sell it and create that urgency for others. And that's how that you create that successful business model. And she's like, and she's like, you need to do that for other people too. Those of you who are trainers and leaders and those of you who want to sponsor, you can't make it look like it's all perfect on the outside because it's not realistic. That's not real life. And that's what Marc and DeAnne said to us yesterday. They're like, people are sometimes a little bit too focused on what it looks like in their boutique and everything in the most perfect order. And like, Marc was like, I went into one of DeAnne's pop-ups and when she first started and doing her little dresses and stuff, and everything was out of order. And he was like, oh my gosh, the green in me was like freaking out. You know, this is all out of order. I don't even know how you deal with this, chaotic. And he's like, starting to put it back in order. She's like, no. Don't put it in order. You can't have it in size order because I want them to look through everything to try and find the one in their size, the one that they like, so that they find something that they like. Sometimes if it's in order, then they will just skip right over to their size. They won't see it in the print that they want. And they're like, okay, I'm done. You know? And so she's like, I have a method to my madness, you know? And it was just so cute. And but I liked that he said that because sometimes we're just too focused on having everything so perfect. Our photos too perfect, our LuLaRoom's too perfect, our everything. And it's like, we just need to do the work. You know, we just need to get our inventory in front of new people's faces. And we forget that sometimes because we get caught up in the comparison trap, right? Another thing is, I'm glad she talked about this because this is something that I've been really trying to focus on myself. And when I usually do things that I'm focusing on myself, I really try and teach you at the same time because that's how I work, right? I'm learning, you're learning, we're all learning together. And it's getting out of your house and going to, and getting out of the house. If you're not having online sales, then getting out. In whatever capacity that you can, you know, I really sympathize with her because she has more kids than anyone I know on our team. Like, you know, at the time she had like 8 kids. So, and she only did it twice a year, like her parties, but she made it work and she figured it out. And so, but there's things you can do with your kids to meet people and to get out. And she just like, get out of your 4 walls. And when you're feeling like LuLaRoe is saturated, this is something that I've been hearing a lot lately and has been coming true to me too. When I get kind of nervous, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's really saturated. But it's saturated because everyone, like almost everyone I know right now in my life is active on Facebook doing LuLaRoe. So it feels like LuLaRoe's everywhere. But when I get off of Facebook and I go to Target, I don't see everyone wearing LuLaRoe. I see 1 or 2 people wearing LuLaRoe. Well, I live in Gilbert, and it's like a highly Mormon populated area, so I probably see like maybe 10 people sometimes. So maybe I see a little more than y'all, but I know y'all don't see everyone wearing LuLaRoe everywhere you go, and that just shows you like, and it's not a saturated market. DeAnne even said like yesterday when she's in Scottsdale, she's like, I went to Target, I went to here, I didn't see anyone wear LuLaRoe, you know? And I'm like, that shows to me like I got to get my butt in Scottsdale, you know? And so get out of your walls, and that will really help you. She also talked about husbands and how we like spending time with your husband goes a long way. Like I think she said like 15 minutes gives you a week or something, like, or an hour gives you a week. I don't know what the little quote she said was. I said it to Matt today too, actually. I was like, Matt, you want 15 minutes so I get a week or something? That was like funny. But, and that really does go a long way, like, because we're on our phones a lot and doing all these things. And sometimes our husbands or our significant others, our friends, our family, whatever, they feel neglected, right? And they're like, pay attention to me. I know Matt does. And I'm just like, man, no, my team, my people, what? You know, like, and that's something that she was just like, it was really important for her to do that for Marc and for Marc for her. And I just love hearing about their marriage, and it really helps me. And Marc actually said, something kind of funny. And someone in our team did this, and I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly who it was. Actually, I think it was Chris, Holly. Anyway, did a Mother's Day special, and Elizabeth, your husband did it too, I think, right? Yeah. So, and Mark's like, take advantage of this. This is Mother's Day. Go Lula Bros, go out there and spam your friends and say, hey, you want to score points on Sunday on Mother's Day? Get your mom, get your wife, get your whoever, get them Lula Row and take advantage of that. Like Mother's Day is once a year, we got to take advantage of it. So that was like kind of cool. And another thing that they said, they're talking about husbands, was being willing and to be like, being willing to be honest with what you need help with, is really important. It's essential. And they said these 4 things. What was it? Oh, yes. And DeAnne said this. She's like, to your men, don't compare them to other husbands, and don't mother them. Don't talk man to them, and don't boss them around. And I'm like, OMG, I do all of those things. I'm freaking screwed. She's like, the 4 things not to do to your husband. I was like, wait, what? But it's something I'm definitely working on, especially comparing, and we can't compare ourselves, but we can't compare our husbands either. And that's like a hard one for me, especially because of Facebook, right? And things like that. And especially we do that, when we're working a lot and we're just like, well, what are you doing? And you don't realize how much I have to do. What was I don't remember what it was. Maybe you remember, Susanna, what someone said last night. And it was like, what she said. What was she saying? Like, oh, I have all of this going on. Do you remember what she was saying about that? You remember what she said when it was DeAnne saying it to Marc?
She was saying, don't have it be like, look at everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Focus so much on what you're doing. Focus more on like what they're doing. So instead of being so like, well, I did this and this and this, and you didn't do this and this and this, that you should try and find the things that they did do and tell them that you're grateful for the things that they did do.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you. And I actually found the note too. And so it was right here. It was, she said, she's like, one day I just went up to Marc and I said, I have to do it all. I just have to do it all. But what she meant is I'm really overwhelmed. But what came out and what he heard from that situation is, you don't do anything. So we say something like, and I just related to this really personally. I don't know if any of you guys can, where I'm just like, sometimes I get overwhelmed and I'm like, I do everything. Like that's what I have to do it all kind of the thing. And what I meant is like, I'm so overwhelmed. I super need help. Like freaking help me figure it out. And then what they hear is exactly what Marc said. It's like, you don't do anything, Matt, or you don't do anything, Marc, or you don't do anything, whoever the husband or whoever the other person is in the situation. And it's really not what we're really saying, because it's like, actually, you do this, this, this. I'm so grateful for what you're doing. I'm just saying I'm a little overwhelmed in what I'm doing, but it came out wrong. And for us, and I definitely lately, especially with the stress of Lula Row and things like that, and just the stress in moving and marriage and life, I definitely know that's one of my weaknesses is not really watching how I'm saying things to making sure they're being portrayed the right way to my husband. And so I just really like that they focused on that, because if you have a good partnership, like that's going to really help in your business, and it's going to help in your team. And it's going to help in all these things, like working together. And I remember in the very beginning, before like Lula Bros were really a thing, they were like kind of a thing, but not really. Like when Matt would come in and just help a little bit here and there, like people are like, wow, I really like watching you and your husband do it together. I think that's really cool. People said that to me in the beginning. And so I'm like, that's true. It's like, so getting him on board and finding out what he's comfortable with. And that's something I've been really working on, is Matt doesn't really like live sales. And for like 6 months, I'm like, do live sales, and he doesn't really like it. And so now I'm just like, dude, if you want to do live sales, like tonight he wanted to, and I'm like, okay, go do it. I had an event to go to anyway, and for the church, and it worked out, and he did great, and he had fun. And I think letting them do what they want to do and not trying to make them do something they're not comfortable with, that's something, at least for me. Hopefully you guys don't do that too, but I know that I've definitely done that. And so definitely working on that. And what's really cool is Marc, I think, reminds me a lot of Matt, because DeAnne and me, because DeAnne's like, blah, and Marc's like super like tone it down, really like, that kind of person. And I kind of feel like I'm the blah, 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 blah in the relationship, And he was like, it's just really important for me to not try and be DeAnne because I'm not. Like, he was like, I trust her and I let her do what she's good at and I do what I'm good at. And then we trust each other that we're doing it. And I thought that was really cool and important. Sorry, I wrote some personal stuff down. And she's I love also, she said something about why people are, she was sharing an experience about someone doing LuLaRoe and her experience actually, when she first started out and why she wanted to run her own business is because you could take off work and be with your kids when they're sick. And you could take off work or you could do work and you could be with your kids when they come home. You could do these things and you had the flexibility to do that and still make money. And so, hey, Jen, we're kind of talking about yesterday. I'm going to let you share something too in a little bit. Ooh. Jen asked a really good question yesterday. Maybe she'll share it with us in a little bit. And I really liked that she said that because I'm like, that's absolutely like, there are certain times where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why is it better to have a business of your own and rather than just going to work for someone else? And I think about certain things in that category when we get doubts or like fear or whatever. And I'm like, well, that is the best part is like when my daughter needs me, I can really literally just be like, oh, hey guys, can't do the cell tonight. Baby sick, move on, take care of her. And I do want to make it to my schedule to where I can literally take off from 3 to 6 every night or 4 to 8 or whatever the time period is and just be with my family every night, work during the day, be with them at night, and then work more at night, And so you have that flexibility in the business, that you own. And it was so cute. Marc was like, and it's so, we do this so that you can watch Frozen when your kids are sick, you can just go watch Frozen with them when they're sick and, not have to worry about if you still have a job, if you like take off that kind of time, and to have the freedom to strengthen your family. So I really, really like that. I love it when Marc does the cool, like statistic things and says like things that just make me so giddy and excited to be a part of this amazing movement of LuLaRoe because it's just such an incredible company. And so one thing that he was saying, he's like, oh yeah, I was just having a conversation with the former dean of Harvard Business School, like just no big deal, just like how he says it, like, I was just having a conversation. And he was like, to my knowledge, with his experience, he's like, LuLaRoe is the fastest growing business in history. And I'm like, boom, like, okay, credibility there, pretty good. Okay. I'm going to say someone who's the dean of Harvard School of Business has some pretty decent credibility. And I'm going to say that knowing Marc, and he even shared this about himself last night, he doesn't really get giddy and excited about things and overshare. He only shares like what he knows is true at the time and wherever he's at, and knowing him, like, and getting to him, you can kind of see that, like, he's like, boom, this is what's true. This is what it is. He's not going to go and like over promise and over commit. And you know what I mean? I'm not saying DeAnne does, but it'd be more coming from her probably than him. And then he was just like, I love what he talks about the future growth of it and where we're at. And that's actually one of the videos that I had him, that I recorded of him. And he's like, Patrick in the design team is custom making over 50 different fabrics, starting with the yarn. Like LuLaRoe makes that. I don't think we realize that because we just think, oh, fabric turns into clothes. Like, no, they're making the fabrics. Like, that's freaking intense. That's amazing. And Anthropologie wants the jacquard fabric that we have, the creation that we are making with our jacquard material. Anthropologie wants it. They wanted it. They asked for it, but they can't get it because it's tied up with LuLaRoe for at least 2 more years. And that's really cool too. So I don't know how the legality works with that. Like, oh, in 2 years is we get a chance to like own the rights again, I guess. But whatever. Like, LuLaRoe has invented some kind of way to fabricate this jacquard that's making it like so much easier, effective, and cost efficient. That's like blowing it up right now. And people are watching. They're seeing how amazing it is. And then one thing that was really cool, and this is something that I was sharing with Andy already today on the phone, is that he said, when you're feeling, again, let's talk about saturation a little bit. when you are feeling like a little oversaturated in whatever area and wherever you're at right now, we need to realize that for whatever, not more for every reason, it's just how it is. The market predominantly right now for LuLaRoe is middle-aged or middle-aged, I guess too, but white middle-class people are the people who are buying LuLaRoe. That's the market right now. That's where most of the sales are coming from. If we can reach out into other markets, and they're wide open, he said there's other markets that are wide open. And he was talking to us in Arizona, right? Because we have a lot of Hispanics here in Arizona. We have a lot of all different kinds of, in California. And like he was talking about, he said, European, Asian, Hispanic, like he was naming everything. He's like, the markets are open. Like there's so many other people and other markets that we haven't really touched into yet. And I'm like, that's actually true when I think about it. When I really think about it. Yeah. And when I think about different examples of situations that I've been in, I'm like, they don't. Like, I have a lot of Russian friends, and they, like, my friend who got married recently, I was in her wedding or whatever, and all her friends are Russian, she's Russian, and they all never heard of LuLaRoe. And, like, they just started hearing of Lip Sense, and they, like, love it. But I'm like, girl, I want to go to California and do a pop-up for you guys, because I know that they would love LuLaRoe. And so it's just kind of like, I just knew that from that experience. But and so he said there's not really much loyalty online. And he said because when someone's watching you live, they can go and see if Anthropologie has what do they have that's similar that they like, or what does Target have, or what does this have. They can switch from browsers or switch from consultants or whatever. But when you do an in-person party, or when they come to your house and just have a personal styling session at your house or whatever, there is no competition because they're there in front of the clothes. And that's where the push is right now is getting people in your home. And what they talked about, which I want to do a training on in a soon when I figure out more for myself, because I haven't done too much fundraising, but fundraising can be a nice icebreaker for you to get into a new community. They shared an experience about a girl who went and is from Illinois, Chicago, I think. And she went to a humane society, like the Animal Humane Society. Is that what it's called? I forgot what it's called. Anyway, and did a pop-up, sold like 115 items, and booked like 50 more pop-ups with all the freaking animal shelters in the community, in Chicago. Like, seriously, that's what she said. I'm like, what? Like, to me, I'm like, that's insane. But I mean, Chicago, I'm sure they have plenty of those. And so it's just thinking outside the box. So she booked this like fundraiser, right? Earned like tons of money for this community, and then everyone else wants to do it. And people love giving money to a cause. They love supporting a cause. And what LuLaRoe does is they match you. So not only do you raise 20% of whatever you sell, it's like LuLaRoe matches you the full amount. So it's really amazing. So those were just some things that I learned that I took notes on that I wanted to share with you guys. I was thinking of you. What could I bring back? What could I help with? I do look at all your questions, and I've been up and down with being online present a lot, and that's something that I'm going to be working on. Believe it or not, it's really hard for me. Like, it's so hard for me to post stuff. It's hard for me to go live. Actually, going live is easier for me than posting. I prefer it because I don't have to type it out. But and so I'm working on, so I can hopefully help everyone. I have a sign-up genius for mini coaching sessions for our team, so that anyone in our downline can sign up and have a 30-minute slot with me, or husbands can have a 30-minute slot with Matt. But I'm new to Sign Up Genius, and I can't figure out how to make one slot instead of 5 for the same time. And I seriously feel like I tried everything. So I'm going to have Matt work on that. So I haven't posted it yet. And so I just have a bunch of fun things, and we're here for you. And I won't name her name, but I had a girl who is not directly under me, but under someone who's under me, right? And she called me the other day, and she texted me like, can I set up a time to talk to you? And I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. And she called me, and she's like, well, I just always was so scared to call you because this, that, and the other, but I really wanted to talk to you about this, and I wanted da-da-da. And I'm just like, thank you for calling me, because sometimes it's really hard to reach out and just ask for help. And like, and we just had such a good conversation, and it's good for me and it's good for her, and she felt really good, and then we developed a friendship. And so sometimes to feel comfortable talking to me, you probably have to become friends with me first, because it's a lot easier, because then you won't feel as bad. You're like, oh yeah, I don't care. It's just Jess. I'll call her. And it's fine. And you can call me, and you know, I might not answer right away, but I'll call you back, or just call me again. You know, I'm not offended. And it's because we are here for you. And call Matt and get your husbands on the phone with Matt. Matt is a great LuLaBro resource. He's not all exuberant and out there and does lots of stuff, but he really knows how to be a supportive husband and knows how to run the business. So he's not going to go out of his way to like reach out to everyone. That's just not his personality, but he loves being reached out to. And I know like 50% of the LuLaBros are like Matt. I can just, whenever I meet your guys' husbands, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so much like Matt. It's like crazy. And so reach out to Matt, reach out to us as your leaders. Please reach out to us first before you go up to Phil and Danielle, because they just get so much. They have 7,000 people in their group. And they show me all the screenshots, not of you guys mostly. Thank goodness I have the least amount of people doing crazy stuff on that page, because I'm in the admin group. They're like, oh wait, who's this? Whose person is this? And I feel like I've really never had like too much of that. So thank you for that, guys. But reach out and to your leaders, and we love you. We want to serve you, want to help you, especially your sponsor. You know, your sponsor should be the first person that you reach out to. But if you're not comfortable reaching out to them, it's okay to come to me. And not anything against your sponsor, but some people like sign up with people before they really know them or know the situation. And it's okay to just go up to your trainer or to your sponsor, or you know what I mean? You just reach out, because we're here to help you. I want Jen, who is not on here anymore, is she? Okay, I'm going to text her. But I wanted Susanna just to share something that she learned and that she liked, because she got to go last night. We had 10 people on our team there, guys. It was amazing. I cried. I was like, oh my gosh, it was awesome. Can't wait for convention. Like, I'm gonna like seriously pee my pants and die. Anyway, so I'm gonna have Susanna talk now, and then see if you guys want some questions or have some questions.
Okay, so I wrote notes down, but of course I didn't bring them in here with me, but I had written some of my thoughts down on Taya's team page. So, but one of the things that I really liked is, DeAnne and Marc were really awesome. I felt almost like they were kind of counseling everybody. It was more than just like a training. It was just like, but it was like more personal, you know? So it wasn't just like oh, hey, here's an idea. It was, here's how to make that work. It's not just like oh, here's a suggestion. They gave you like the tools to turn it into something, and I thought that was really empowering and helpful. And then also they had other people stand up, and you know, people who had just come on the cruise, they had them stand up and mention that she had to give herself permission to succeed, because she was too afraid to like give herself permission to succeed. And that like totally like hit a chord with me, because I'm totally that way. Like, I am so afraid of being good at something, or like I'm really scared of being successful with LuLaRoe, even though I want to be, but like the idea of being successful with it is really scary to me. I think I self-sabotage a lot. And I hope I'm not the only person in the world that does that, but also like I kind of do hope I'm the only one who does that, because it kind of sucks and you definitely limit yourself. And then also I like that they said when they were talking about spouses to help give them a role, and then to allow LuLaRoe to strengthen your family and work for your family rather than tear it apart. Like, don't let it become like a stressful thing. Like, try to work together so that everyone is becoming stronger, because that's, you know, their whole thing is to be strengthening families. And then I liked one of the other quotes that was shared that said, I never lose, either I win or I learn. And I just thought that was really cool too, because how many times do we have ideas that just kind of like, you know, groups are, you know, we had like, oh, I have this awesome idea and everyone's gonna love it, and then you post it and it's like crickets and nobody responds. Like, oh gosh. you know. But today I just did something totally different, and I got so many responses. It's probably like the most interactive post I've had in a really long time. And I literally just told people, it was just talking to people about, instead of saying sold, I know a lot of people are changing it up and having people say mine or claim, but pineapple is my thing. So I told people from now on, if they want to claim something, they can either say mine or pineapple. And so many people were like, pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. And I don't know, I think it was just something different, but.
Cool. Thank you. You're awesome. Okay. And I agree with all the things that you said. Go ahead, Jen. Dude, your hair is on point, girl. Oh, I'm just saying, dude. I'm like, I get those perfect curls going on.
I'll come do your hair, girl.
Okay. Wait, Susanna, was that your first LuLaRoe event?
Yes.
And Jennifer, it's your first LuLaRoe event too. So that is cool. Okay, sorry, just so excited. Okay.
So it was awesome. It was so great that we got to be in such an intimate environment, so that everybody could feel comfortable to ask questions, and also people would play off of other people's answers and just add to, there was a lot of energy there. It was really great. So I started getting all teary because basically I'm very self-motivated and driven, which is great to be a business owner and to be in this business. If I'm going to do something, I'm one of those people that I'm either I don't want to do it and I'm not going to commit and I'm totally out and I'll let you know, or I'm going to go 120% like all in, like I'm not going to fail, period, ever. So my fear, which is similar to what Susanna said, is, sometimes you feel like you have to give yourself permission to succeed. I feel like I've given myself permission to kind of succeed, like to make money and to, try to grow a team organically and all those kind of things. But I know that I'm not doing my 120% like I normally do in my other job, because I do work full time. And, I'm not putting in 120% like I normally do. And I have anxiety about it because I'm worried that with my full-time job, which is also very demanding and stressful, with 2 little kids and, with a strong marriage that I'd like to keep strong, I don't, I'm scared to go 120%. I really want to have that goal to cruise qualify, but I haven't really made it my goal, because I'm scared that if I do make it my goal, I'm going to do the 120% and I'm going to do whatever it takes to cruise qualify, but doing whatever it takes could sacrifice my family life, So I kind of, I put that out to DeAnne, like, what advice can you give me? I want to cruise qualify. I know I can. I'm almost there, I'm close even without pushing myself, which is awesome. That's such a blessing, but I'm not doing it because I'm scared that I'm going to hurt my marriage, or not spend time with my kids. So she gave some really good advice. And it's a lot, kind of what Suzanne was saying too, but she just said, like, they talked a lot about communicating with your spouse, healthy communication, talking about, what I need, what he needs, what this is going to look like, working together as a team, those kind of things. So, and I don't even remember how she put it, but it just kind of struck a chord with me, like, okay, I need to go home and talk to Luke, and, I really want to cruise qualify, but I want to do it with you. You know what I mean? I want to do it with you. I want to do your blessing with your help. And I want to share this reward together. I don't want it just to be all on me. and for you not to be involved in the business, and for me to just be in a workhorse and never here, you know? So, so it was great. And a lot of people chimed in. There was husbands that chimed in. You know, they said, invite Luke to an event, which I will try to do that, when there's another event. But
Tucson coming up.
Yeah. So I think, you know, and I could tell Luke saw a fire in me when I came home. I also had a really great weekend, which helped a lot, because on Saturday I had an online hostess party that was really successful. And I also had my first in-home pop-up, which was really successful. So I had a great sale day on Saturday, and he's like, woohoo, you know. So he was kind of already positive about that. But I just said, you know, I really, you know, and he asked me, how was the event? What did they talk about? What did DeAnne say? What did Marc say? And I'm like, oh, wow, he's really interested in actually what they said, and, you know, and stuff. And so I opened up about, you know, everything that they talked about, and it was great. So I'm taking those baby steps, and then my next conversation is going to be about cruise qualifying and making that commitment. And DeAnne said, DeAnne told me to just say, just give me those 6 months, you know, just give me those 6 months. I'm going to prove it. You know what I mean? I'm going to do it. We're going to cruise qualify, and then we can have this awesome vacation, and we can kind of breathe, you know, because you don't have to hit it that hard all year long, you know. That's it. She said it was like an extra $70,000 in income or something.
They said cruise qualifying comes out to be about $60,000 to $70,000 a year.
Yeah.
He talked about like LuLaRoe was meant to be part-time work to get full-time income, and this is how you do it. It takes about 5 hours to have a party, 4 parties a week. That's 20 hours a week, but not 5 hours of like, oh, organizing my clothes by size, or doing this, that, and the other, or making cute little graphics. No, 5 hours of working your freaking bit. You know what I mean? Like, he's like working hardcore.
Yeah, basically like taking the time to do the things that make you money, and the things that don't make you money, like doing dishes and laundry and things that you
cleaning
can
your toilet.
Pay somebody, anybody to do. Anybody could do it, you know, things like that are not making you money, or spending quality time with your family. Try to outsource those kind of things. So.
Absolutely. And then, yeah, because he was like, that's where we get, and actually I'm going to post the video about it. That's where we get the cruise qualifying model from, is about $12,000 a year, is about, or $12,000 a month, is about 100 items a week. And it's that same whole model of what LuLaRoe's meant to do, you know. But that was more when it was all in home too. Online is definitely a lot more work than in home. I mean, in-home could be more physical work, like bringing your inventory places, but there's none of the other crap. There's no pictures. There's no invoicing. There's no waiting for people to pay. There's no graphics. There's no events. Like, I mean, there's events, and a few but you know what I mean? When he talked about that, like 20 hours a week, I really feel like is when you do more in person and in home. I think it's a little bit more hours online. But also, I know, and please teach me your ways if you are always 100% making the best use of your time, because I don't know. Okay, if you never go on Facebook just to glow around, like I know when all your pop-ups are. I go look at all your, you know what I mean? Not all the time, but I try to at least, you know, once a month, or whatever. Sometimes more than once a week, some people. But anyway, like I try, but I mean, there's so many things that I could do better to have better time management. So I feel like that's a skill that you need to have to be successful in LuLaRoe. And if you're really lacking success, you're probably lacking time management skills, honestly, and going to be straight up. And that's kind of what I think that they said last night. Like,
really, in anything, if you want to be successful, it's time management. Yeah.
Yep. You need to master those. And when you figure it out, let me know. When you're perfect in your time management, let me know. Like Crystal Foy, freaking jerk. No, I'm just kidding. I love her. But she's really good in time management. You know, that's something that she talks about and teaches about. And it's like, it's awesome. And that's a skill. And you'll see a lot of the leaders in LuLaRoe are really good in time management. And I know for me, I'm like, that definitely holds me back from being a better leader and from being farther where I want to be is time management. So I was actually like talking about it with my friend today and my brother. My brother's like my go-to, and I'm like, this, and is. And then I tell him all my problems and then I solve them all. And then I like say, and then he didn't even talk. And so, do you guys ever have that where you like go and tell someone everything that's wrong in your life? And then like you like say, but oh wait, I can do this better. That happens every time I call Danielle with a problem. I'm like, Danielle, this, and this, and this, and then this. And then I'm like, but wait, oh, I could just do this, right? And yep, Jessica, you can. I'm like, oh, well, sorry for, and she's like, no, it's good. Thanks for calling me. But it's just funny how we do that sometimes, just thinking out loud and going through the process. We can figure out our own stuff, you know? Robert's trying to call me right now. They'd had they're one of their first like vendor events, and I don't think it went good, but I'm like, dude, I'm in the training. But anyway, does anyone else have any questions about anything? Are you guys, please, everyone, if you can, work your little buns off this week and just have money ready. LuLaRoe doesn't say that too often. I've never really heard that. They've been like, oh, yay, normal capsules. But they're never like, dude, freaking sell your stuff, work your butt off this week, and have money ready for next week. It's a game changer. Like, I've never heard that in the whole time I've been in LuLaRoe. They didn't even really push it. They said, yeah, we're coming out with new styles last July before convention, but they weren't like, oh my gosh, everyone have money ready for these new styles. It was just kind of like, whatever, you know, we're coming out with new styles. But like literally I've never heard this like word for word, like go sell your clothes because you guys need at least like $1,000 in your Bless account to order next week, you know? So try as hard as you can, $500 to $1,000 in your Bless account next Thursday, because I don't want anyone missing out on whatever's going to happen. And they never actually make this big of a deal of anything, right? Old timers, have they ever made this big of a deal of something? Like capsules are different because it's like, oh, it's the holiday, it's whatever. They're never like, boom, we're changing the game of direct sales, you know? Like I've never heard that yet. I haven't heard of something freaking awesome is going to happen, y'all. Like this is going to blow your mind. We're actually going to take you to Disneyland to tell you because it's that cool, you know? Like, sorry.
So you actually heard next Thursday though?
Yeah. So today in the home office call, they talked about our big party that was going to go on for the trainers.
I heard that.
Yeah. And he said the big announcement will be at 9:30 after the World of Color in whatever it's called. So I'm sure I'll be live.
I don't know, Jess, I don't know if they're announcing it to, I don't think they're making that like public LuLaRoe knowledge. That'll probably, if I had to guess, I would say they probably announced it LuLaRoe public like Tuesday on the home office call.
No, I don't think so, because if there's 5,000 leaders going, like I guarantee you it's going to get on online.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Anything that's announced, like anything they announce in a public setting like that in front of leaders, they have to expect that it would get out there.
Do you think they're just announcing it though, or are they also gonna have us purchase that day?
I don't know 100% everything, but Danielle told me to have my money ready because I'm going to be able to buy something.
Did you know that post they posted in the TUW group? They said like book parties through July.
And
so
that's what's interesting. Yeah. And that's what I said too. But if you read along, and that might have been an older post that was said before, but if you read along more recently, like later on in the post, it said next week. And so maybe, and you know what, there might not be anything to order next week, you know, but that's what Danielle told, and that's what she said. And so I'm like relaying the message to have.
I don't think you'll buy Thursday night. For East Coast people, you're talking about like 1 a.m.
Yeah. Well, what would happen is they would release it for the leaders first, I'm sure.
Probably.
It would be happening there at that time.
That would make sense, yeah.
Yeah. And so, and this is actually, I was just talking to someone else about it. Maybe everyone there just to get to sample whatever it is, and we get to go wear it and advertise it, and then it's released in July. And that's also a big possibility. But I would hate for anyone to miss it because, let me just place an order the day before when they could have waited and placed an order from this goodness, whatever it is, if there is something. And that's what sucks is we don't know what there is, but we know they're making such a big deal out of it. But whatever it is, you're going to want to be a part of it. So try and have your options open is what I'm saying. You know? So in my experience, I've never been told like this before. I've been like, oh yeah, sometime around this time we usually start the Halloween leggings. Sometime around this one, and and it's like whatever. And this time it's like and it's not even from home office, but like if they're sharing it, it's like Danielle's like, okay, yeah, there's something going on. And I talked to Danielle today, and she I was trying to get it out of her. She's like, I don't know. I'm like, you know, you know? And she's like, seriously, I have no idea. Oh, she's like, and I was saying, because Julie was bringing it up to me that if people who are quitting LuLaRoe, you know, and she might even bring this up to LuLaRoe now, people who have done their going out of business sales to make sure that they can't access build, so they can't order these capsules or whatever is going to happen. Because that, Julie was the one that told me at first and was like, Julie Miller, she's like, yeah, like, because what if these people who are going out of business still have access to build and are just going to go buy whatever it is, you know? Wouldn't really be fair. And so she was like, yeah, that's a good question. Maybe, you know, I could look into that or something. But anyway, but she said maybe that they're going to limit it at first to the people who are there, and was referring to leadership. And that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to make sure I have some money saved, you know, for that time. But, so we don't know what it is yet. And once I know, I'll tell you. We might find out next Tuesday. They might be like, okay, guys, you know, they might tell us something the Tuesday before leadership, you know, but they did say, oh, we have a big announcement. So when they have a big announcement, it's usually good to have something up. Okay. Is that cool? Just like anything else though, usually you can get more later. The only thing that you were never really able to order, like, so I missed the announcement that Mimi's were like being opened up again later, like for anyone to buy as many as they wanted. And so I got the 2 Mimi's like that I got to purchase or whatever, but they opened them up and I missed that. And I was like so mad because they were sold out, and they've been sold out ever. They've been reactivated like maybe once or twice, and I've never had access to Mimi's. And so it's like, yes, like if you miss it, and it's such a specialty item, you might be able to get it again, but you know, you never know. So you just kind of want to be, if you have it, if the option's there and you want it, you just want to have that ready. And I've known so many people who are like, I wish I knew they were going to do the launch that day because I just placed an order last night and that was my order money. So that's why I'm saying this is like, be aware, you know, be aware. And whatever it is, guys, I'm so excited. I have all these people telling me all their like conspiracy theories on what it is. And we're just like so excited. Can't wait to see what it is. Because anything new is just fun. You know, I love new styles. It's so awesome and it's cool. And for me, it gives me more confidence to know the growth of LuLaRoe, that we're still trucking along. We're still coming out with new styles, new ways to do things, new patterns. And that happens when I open the boxes. Some boxes are better than others, but I look at certain things and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, guys, I just got the cutest Randy. It is gray, heathered, solid, different color, striped sleeves, horizontal striped sleeves on this Randy. It is gorgeous. Gray, heathered, solid, and then kind of the vintagey striped sleeves. Like, the most gorgeous Randy I've ever seen, that I'm like, wow, you know? So I love opening the boxes and seeing new things where my mind's blown, you know? The reversible shirt, I think I got one because it looked like the same print that Danielle had, so I've been meaning to go check it. I haven't even had a chance to go because Matt did the shop the box, but like things like that, you know? So anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging. Does anyone else have any other questions or anything they want to say? You guys can unmute yourselves now. Like, I want to yawn.
So, it's like midnight.
I know, poor thing.
Yeah, I know. I've been sitting here brainstorming what to do this week because I was like, I want to have money next week. So I'm like, I have a few ideas to post tomorrow. So, and then I'm going to my friend's house with like 2 totes of leggings. So I was like, I think I'm going to post on my personal page because I do have like local people that are interested, but never like, they're like single moms. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be traveling around Thursday anyways. Does anyone want me to stop by? So I think I'm going to I think I'm going to try that and like post that tomorrow with like a photo on my personal page just to try to see if I can't get like, some more sales. So, but because of the wedding.
I don't do enough of is carry LuLaRoe in my car.
Yeah. I was like, and it can fit quite a bit. So. But yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping. I don't want to miss out.
Yeah, same here. That's how I feel. I'm like, I don't know what it is. Who knows what's going to be? I'm not saying doctrine, oh, they're going to come out with a new style. Boom. And it's going to be next Thursday. I have no idea. But whatever it is, I want to use it.
I just never really seen someone post like that when it says like it's gonna change whatever the retail industry or something. I forgot what it said. I'm like, okay, you got my attention now.
That's pretty
Like,
bold, right?
I'm like, you got my attention. So I was like, I need to know. I also
Something
don't.
that's never been done before in direct sales.
Yeah, I'm
It's
like,
gonna change
okay.
retail. Like, woo. Lacey, what does your map think?
Hey, just FYI, if anyone else likes to check their report status, it updated.
Finally.
Finally! I'm so excited.
Now we'll see if I actually get to spend money.
It did, but I don't think the numbers, like the month end numbers, are right.
For last month?
Yeah, like I don't think those are updated yet.
Yeah, it's the same of what it was on that Friday.
You're right, because my overview is still the same.
I just wanted to-
My overview
But I can at least
still
see it.
says last month, you know? Like it said, I ordered 570 pieces last month, guys. Wow. But I think 150 of them were on a credit. So, because I had a lot of damage.
It's Julie.
What I do?
It's making like a fart noise.
Julie. No shame on the game.
Are you talking about like I'm like running? I have like these weird sides on my phone, and I'm like running my nail on it.
Yep, that's what it is.
Sorry.
It's so
I'm like
funny.
I'm just sitting here messing around.
Mine's still not updated. Boo.
Mine's not either, Holly.
Oh, well, I can see my month. My last month didn't. It was the same, but you guys can't see for May?
No.
On the dashboard, it's got.
Well, maybe LuLaRoe knew I was extremely annoyed by it.
Okay, so what about, can you go check April?
Yeah, but it's the same what it was before.
Can I share your sales or no?
Mine?
Yeah.
It was like my worst month ever.
Okay, never mind. I won't share it. I was going to ask if it was the same as mine.
Mine should be lower than yours, I thought.
No, I'm asking if it was the same as my like record, because yours looks like it's updated.
Oh.
Maybe because
Yeah,
your
what is
last
yours?
name.
What does yours say?
Mine for you says 13.8.
Yeah.
Look at Holly. My worst month ever.
I know. Oh, I'm so sorry. You only sold $13,000 worth last year, Holly.
Whoa,
It
crap.
must be rough. Are you sure you'll be able to feed your children?
It was my worst.
Love I love you.
Holly's that person, though. She has high goals that she sets for herself. But you know what, Holly? What you did was good. You set a really high goal for yourself that you could have not easily, but you could have done it. It takes work to do it. But you're like, you know what? I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to take care of myself, and I'm going to enjoy my month. And that was really cool, Holly.
It goes back to, I think it was Savannah. Was Savannah saying that? No. Who was it? Is it Jen?
Mm-hmm.
Who was talking about how you can succeed, but you're scared to succeed because you might hurt your family. And that's how I felt with that goal. My family would have not got to see me at all. And I was stressed out. I wouldn't have been able to do anything. So I just cut that goal down.
Yep.
I'm like, I just want to cruise qualify. That's it.
You know what, dude? I'm in the same boat. Whatever else happens after that, cool. But because I want to enjoy myself. I want to enjoy things. And there's some people that I just honestly, I don't know if I could ever go live like for 4 hours every day or whatever.
2-3 times. I can't do it 2 times a week.
Dude, I like freaking die, dude. My feet are like, they're breaking off, you know? Like, it's hard. And that's okay. I don't have to. You know? That's okay. You don't
A lot
have
of energy.
It does, man. I'm tired. I was like, I want to freaking still kick back and like put my legs up and like hang out with Hubs and watch a movie, you know? So, oh, I gotta go put baby down. But I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out and being on this for training. And you're awesome. And Court, you're so cute. Going night night. You're so cute, dude. Are you in Dallas? Was she in Dallas, Lacey? Courtney?
She's muted.
I was like, I don't
Oh,
think
can I
Lacey-
unmute you guys? Are you in Dallas, Courtney?
No,
Midland. I'm like 5 hours from Dallas.
Darn it! I'm gonna be in Dallas next month, so I was gonna come see you. We're going to Stylos. Is that what their name is? The HCGD people? HCGTV? When we go to, and we're going to somewhere else, but it's like 2 hours north. Midland's like lower.
You're going to Wichita Falls.
Yeah, Wichita Falls.
Midland's closer to New Mexico. It's off the
Oh. Is it closer from Wichita Falls?
No, it's not.
Oh, boo. Okay, Olivia's knocking for me, so hold on. I'll be right there.
All right, I got one question, guys. So I had to go to a wedding Sunday, and the bride made me wear fake nails. How do I get them off?
Oh, you know, it's the most